activist movements that directly threaten elite power are either ignored or crushed, while those that can be reshaped into corporate-friendly narratives are promoted and manipulated. Identity-based activism, such as diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives, DEI, receives overwhelming corporate and media support, while working class struggles, labour organising, and anti-capitalist movements are sidelined or actively repressed. Black Lives Matter, for example, received millions in corporate donations and widespread media coverage, while union movements and anti-globalization protests, which challenge corporate power directly, are usually ignored or discredited. The climate movement has also been steered towards corporate-friendly carbon credit schemes that allow polluters to profit while avoiding the need to take any real environmental action. Movements that align with elite interests often receive funding from organisations backed by billionaires like the Ford Foundation and George Soros's Open Society Foundations. Mainstream media also plays its part by amplifying identity politics as part of the culture war while ignoring real-life class struggles. This ensures that activism remains symbolic rather than transformative. The intelligence community, once known for suppressing grassroots activism, now actively promotes state-approved social justice narratives. The FBI and CIA historically undermined civil rights leaders and labour unions, but have now come to champion DEI initiatives while labelling anti-capitalist activists and environmental protesters as domestic threats. Until Trump got back into the White House, even the US military used diversity initiatives in recruitment because it reinforces a version of activism that legitimizes state power rather than challenging it. The clearest sign of engineered activism is in the corporate world with their overly enthusiastic adoption of social justice messaging. Companies like Nike, Goldman Sachs, and JP Morgan publicly support progressive causes while continuing to exploit their workers and actively lobbying against economic reforms. This quote-unquote woke capitalism is simply another branding strategy for corporations to push progressive messaging to distract from their role in the concentration of wealth and their monopolization of our daily lives. Nike runs ads about racial justice while using sweatshop labour. Goldman Sachs promotes gender equality while profiting from policies that widen economic inequality. Amazon endorses LGBTQ+ rights while engaging in union-busting tactics and suppressing the rights of their workers. Corporate support for activism is not about change. It's about controlling the narrative and preventing real change.